I am starting. Today I am starting the new chapter. I don't know which chapter number it is, but the chapter is homeostasis and excretion. Okay, homeostasis and excretion. So, what is homeostasis? What is the meaning of this term homeostasis? Homeostasis means keeping the internal environment of the body stable or constant all the time, so that our enzymes can get optimum environment to function. What can be the internal environment of the body, which must be kept stable or constant all the time? So that should be your body temperature, always around 37 degrees Celsius. Should not increase or decrease. If it will decrease, your enzyme will denature. If it will decrease, your enzyme will deactivate, and increase will make them denature. The pH of your body must be balanced, otherwise enzymes will be affected. How much water you have to have in your blood, that must be always same. Your blood sugar level must always be same. Oxygen concentration in your blood, carbon dioxide concentration in your blood, all these things must be kept constant. Then only your enzymes can work actively. So what happens if any of these condition changes? If any of the condition changes, your body responds. When the equilibrium inside your body changes, when the internal condition of the body inside the body changes, your body shows the symptoms. Your body is going to respond. And this response of the body, these symptoms of the body, is called negative feedback. So why the body is showing the symptoms, why it is called a negative feedback, why it is necessary? So that you can bring the conditions back to the normal. For example, if we drink lots of water, which we have already seen that in the month of Ramadan, during the time of Sahri, we drink lots of water thinking we will be able to keep this water in our body for the whole day. Wrong idea. You can keep only a particular amount of water in your body. The rest of the water will be thrown out, urinated out. This is the reason that if you drink lots of water, the urination will start, the urination will increase. So the increase in the urination is the response of the body to the fact that you have had enough water. So the urination, excessive urination, is the example of the negative feedback. Similarly, whole day when we are fasting, we are not drinking water. Urination stops. So urination stop is another example of the feedback. It means you do not have enough water in your body and your body want to, hold the water inside it. All right. Similarly, when your body temperature rises, for example, it's very hot, you are playing outside and your body temperature start rising. What happens? You start sweating. Why are you sweating? So that along with the sweat, your body heat can be shed out. When the sweat will evaporate from your body, the excessive heat will radiate out. Sweating is the example of the negative feedback. It is the response of your body. Similarly, when your body temperature falls, you start shivering. Why you are shivering? Why your muscles are vibrating? So that you can generate heat inside the body. Shivering is the response of your body, and that is called negative feedback. Clear, Hiba? What is negative feedback?
Yes, miss, just give me a second. I need to put my laptop on charging.
Okay.
Yes, back.
Okay. All right. Now, osmoregulation is keeping the balance of water in the body. What is osmoregulation? Osmoregulation is how your body is keeping a particular environment of your body. The word osmo has come from the word osmosis, and osmosis is something related with the movement of the water. So if your body have excessive water, your kidney is going to flush this water out. If you have got less water in your body, your kidney is going to hold the water back. So this osmoregulation we have to do in details how the kidney functions. So over here we are going to see the kidney function later. Acha. Another thing is the blood glucose control. Now look at this. How your blood glucose level, if someone is a non-diabetic healthy person, the blood glucose level is always constant, no matter how much sugar, how much carbohydrate, how much glucose the person, how much chocolates the person is eating. The blood glucose level will always remain in a limit. What happens then? So if the blood glucose level is rising, for example, uh, this is a graph, and let's say the normal blood glucose level is 7 millimole per deciliter is one of the units, or you can say 80 grams per something. These are the two different units. 80 grams per something or 7 millimole per deciliter. Both of them are equivalent. Always the sugar level, the glucose level should not cross this limit. Suppose my blood glucose level when early in the morning I got up, empty stomach is 4. Let's say it is 4. Then I got up, I had my breakfast. So within an hour or two, my food will be digested and my blood glucose level will start rising like this. But as soon as it comes near 7, it becomes constant. It will not rise anymore, provided I am a non-diabetic person. It becomes constant. Then you know what happened after some time? When the whole glucose is consumed by the cell, again the blood glucose level will start falling. And at a particular level, let's say at 3 or 4, it will become again constant. This process will keep on going. It will never become 0 or it will never go above 7 in a healthy person. How this mechanism is controlled? This mechanism is controlled in a way. When the blood glucose level is rising in our brain, this is our brain. We have the chapter of brain also. Later on, we will do this chapter. This is our brain. This is the base of the brain. The base of the brain is called hypothalamus. Okay, this is hypothalamus. So when the blood is passing through your brain with high glucose level, the glucose level is rising, the hypothalamus will detect that the blood glucose level is rising. And then and there, the hypothalamus starts sending the signals to your pancreas to produce a hormone named insulin. So your pancreas start producing insulin. Where? In your blood streams. Now, the blood is taking the hormone insulin to the whole body, but the target organ, what is the target organ? The organ which is going to respond, the organ which is going to be stimulated. When the insulin reaches the liver, all the digested food is going to the liver. So the liver has the treasure of glucose in the form of glycogen. So as soon as insulin reaches in your liver will break down the glycogen in the glucose and it will release it in the blood. Your blood glucose level, sorry, the insulin will reach to your blood. The insulin will reach to your liver, and whatever the glucose it it has to release in the blood? It will store the glucose in it in the form of the glycogen. The blood glucose level which was rising, it will become constant. The blood glucose level will become constant. Now the liver is not going to release any more glucose. It has stored the glucose in its cells in the form of the glycogen. What is glycogen? A complex compound. Why not in the form of the glucose? It will not store the glucose in the form of the glucose because glucose molecules are too simple and can easily diffuse out of the cells. Can easily diffuse out of the cells. So this is how the blood glucose level was rising. Your hypothalamus has detected, send the signal to the pancreas. Pancreas release insulin in the blood. Pancreas reaches the liver. Liver has stored the glucose in the form of glycogen for a shorter period of time, let's say for 6 hours or so. Within 6 hours, your blood glucose level will again start declining because your muscles, your body has already used the glucose. You have used the glucose during cellular respiration. So your blood glucose level is again falling. So when your blood glucose level is falling now, again the blood will, when it reaches to your brain, your hypothalamus will detect that the blood glucose level is falling. So before it becomes zero, it sends the signal to your pancreas to release a hormone named glucagon. To release a hormone named glucagon. This glucagon is released in the blood, but when it reaches to the liver will break down the glycogen and will release it in the form of the glucose in the blood. Your again blood glucose level will rise. So there are two hormones, insulin and glucagon. Insulin will stimulate the liver to store the glucose. Glucagon will stimulate the liver to release the glucose. Did you understand here about this idea?
Yes.
Acha. So this is done. This part is done. This is the short introductory slide I had made. Now I am moving to another part. I am moving to another part of this chapter. Let's see. Temperature control. Like temperature control. I will give both the slides to you. Okay. So who is going to control the temperature of your body? The largest organ. Who is the largest organ of our body? Skin. Skin is the largest organ of our body. So our skin is going to control the temperature. Its skin has got various functions. One of the functions is to control the temperature. One of the functions is to control the temperature. How? Now let's start. So first of all, let's see the general functions of the skin. What are the general functions of the skin? So it is the largest organ covering the whole body. So it is a protective layer all around our body. It is the barrier against the germs, injury, and heavy sunlight or UV rays. In some animals, your skin is acting as the skin of the animals is acting as a camouflage. For example, lizards, snakes, grasshoppers. Wherever they sit, they blend with their environment because of the color of their skin. It also helps in the temperature regulation. This is the thing we are going to read. Also, our skin is one of the excretory organs. Why? Because it is going to expel excess of water and urea. It is going to excrete excess of water and urea. Now, we will see the structure of skin. So this is the structure of skin, internal structure of skin. So skin is divided into several layers. So you can see over here, this much part is called epidermis. Then the inner part is called dermis. And the last part, the fatty layer, is called hypodermis. All right. So the last layer you can see over here, these rounded things, this is the fat. So the last layer of the skin is actually the fat. Under the fat is our flesh, and under the flesh is our bones. So bones, flesh, fat, and the other layers of the skin. So now see, what are these different layers of the skin? So this is the first layer of the skin. It is exposed to the surrounding. It is exposed outside. So this first layer, the topmost layer which is exposed to the outside is called, this layer, the outermost layer, is made up of dead cells. The uppermost layer of the epidermis is made up of dead cell. So we call it cornified layer. We call it cornified layer. So the cornified layer is made up of dead cells. So why it is here then? To protect the inner layer. From where the dead cells are coming? The inner layer of the skin, like this one, the innermost layer of the skin. This one is called Malpighian layer. So this Malpighian layer is a living layer, and it grows and it produces the cells. So when the cells, the older cells are pushed upward, and they will be collected here on the topmost layer. So whenever you wash your skin, you scrub your skin, the dead cells will be removed and more will come from underneath. What is Malpighian layer? Malpighian layer is made up of living cells, and it has got the color pigment inside it. Our Malpighian layer has got the color pigment inside it. So what is the name of the color pigment? Melanin. The name of the color pigment is melanin. So the color pigment is melanin, and it is found in the Malpighian layer, in this layer, and it gives color to our skin. The more the melanin a person has, the darker the shade of the skin. The lesser the melanin has, the brighter the skin will be. But the fact is, when you are in the UV rays, in order to protect your skin from the UV rays, the production of melanin will increase. That's why we have got suntan, sunburn. So that is a natural mechanism to protect your skin. And then when you will come back to the normal environment, again this melanin level will go down, and again the natural color of the skin will come. Now this inner part, this much part, is called dermis. You can see over here it is written this dermis. So dermis has got various things inside it. So let's see one by one what it has. So you can see the dermis has got, first of all, let's start with this thing. These are our sweat glands. So the sweat glands over here will absorb water from the surrounding cells. This water will come up on the top of your skin. From here, the water will evaporate and you will get a cooling sensation. So these are the sweat glands. The second thing you can see over here is, our hairs. We have got hairy skin. So this is the root of your hair. So the root of the hair is called hair follicle. The root of the hair is called hair follicle. So hair follicle give rise to our hairs like this. So these are our hairs. So when the hair will cross this, skin, and when they come out, they turn into a dead protein called keratin. You must have heard the name of keratin treatment. So what is keratin? Keratin is a dead protein. So our hairs are actually made up of dead protein. That's why when we cut our hair, we don't get pain. But when someone pulls the hair, we feel pain. Why? Because the hair follicle is surrounded by the nerve endings, free nerve endings. So they take the impulse to the brain and you feel a painful sensation. Now, just beside your hair follicles, there are sebaceous glands. What are sebaceous glands? Oil producing glands. That's why our skin is oily. That's why our hair gets oily. Why our hair gets oily? Why our skin gets oily? Because the sebaceous glands are producing natural oil, which is called sebum, which is necessary. Otherwise, our skin, our hairs will become so dry that they will have cracks on them. We will lose our hair, our hairs will break, and we will have cracks on our skin. So this is the natural moisturizer Allah has given us. Now, just beside your hair, or you can say your hairs are connected with your skin by means of muscles. So you can see this muscle. What these muscles are called? Erector pili muscles. Erector pili or pili, whatever it is, erector muscles. So what these muscles are doing? These muscles are connecting our hairs with our skin. So when the erector muscles will contract, our hairs will become erected. We have goosebumps. Our hairs will become erected. When they relax, our hairs lie flat on the skin. Got it, Hiba?
Yes.
Now, we have got blood vessels. You can see these blood vessels. So these blood vessels are actually controlling the how the temperature is being regulated is controlled by these blood vessels. So we will see it in the next page. The last layer is the layer of the fat. The last layer is the fatty layer. This layer is the fatty layer. So what is the function of the fatty layer? It is helping our body. It is making our body an insulator. Whatever the heat is inside the body, it will remain inside the body unnecessarily. It will not go out because there is a layer of the fat. Outside heat will not enter in our body because of this layer of the fat. Acha, now we will see that how the temperature is maintained. This is the structure of skin. We will read from here. Acha. What happens in the cold when the temperature is cold or when the temperature is hot? So when the temperature is cold, the blood vessels which are there in the under the skin. Acha, let me show you this picture. This one is better. On a cold day, what happens in a cold day? When the body temperature is falling, there are chances that the body temperature might fall. So if the body temperature will fall, what will happen? The phenomena which is going to happen is called vasoconstriction. Vasoconstriction. So who is going to detect that the body temperature is falling? Hypothalamus in your brain, the base of your brain, will understand your body temperature is falling. So the hypothalamus will send the electrical signals to the blood vessels which are under our skin. So you can see the blood vessels are sort of this type, which is shown in the diagram. This type of the blood vessel, they have sort of bridge like this. So this bridge blood vessel, the one which is in the middle, this blood vessel is called shunt vessel, S-H-U-N-T, shunt vessels, S-H-U-N-T, shunt vessel. So you know what happened? Vasoconstriction. These blood vessels will constrict a lot under your skin. The blood vessels under your skin will constrict, will contract, and the more blood will flow away from the skin, less blood will come under the skin. More blood will flow away from the skin, less blood will come under the skin. So less blood will come under the skin. It means the blood is carrying with it heat. So less heat will come under the skin. So when less heat will come under the skin, less heat will be radiated out. As a result, your body is not going to shed the heat anymore. Plus, you start shivering. So when you start shivering, you will generate extra heat inside your body. Plus, you will have goosebumps. Your hairs will become erected. So this is much more, useful in case of the animals like cats or birds. Their fur become fluffy when they are feeling cold. Why? Because when their furs become fluffy, when their furs will become erected like this, air will trap under their fur. Inside their fur, air will trap. And air will act as an insulating layer, so heat will not be able to radiate out. So the main thing is that your body, the negative feedback is your body has to preserve the heat inside. That's why your body is responding. So how your body is preserving the heat inside? You are shivering, generating heat. You have goosebumps. Your hairs will become erected. Air will be trapped in your hairs. Air will stop the heat to radiate out. Number 3, the blood vessels right under your skin will constrict. The blood vessels right under your skin will constrict. More blood flow away from the skin, less blood will flow under the skin. Less heat will come under the skin. So less heat will be radiated out. Clear, Hiba, this idea?
Yes.
Now, opposite will happen when your body temperature is rising. So when your body temperature is rising, now hypothalamus of your brain, the base of your brain will again detect. And it will send the signal to your different parts of the body. So the first thing which will happen is sweating. You will start sweating, water will come over the skin, water will evaporate out, the extra heat will go away. The extra heat will be shed. The extra heat will go away. Number 2, your hairs will lie flat on the skin so that air may not be trapped in your skin and extra heat can easily be radiated out. Now, the blood vessel under your skin will become dilated, will become broader, wider, so that more blood can flow under your skin. That's why when we are coming from the sunlight, why our cheeks become red? Vasodilation is taking place. The blood vessels under your cheek become so much dilated that there is a huge flow of the blood under your skin and your cheek become redder. So that heat is coming with the blood under your skin. Heat is coming with the blood under your skin and more heat will be radiated out of your skin. Got it, Hiba?
Yes.
Acha. So today we have finished a big part, like glucose control we have seen in a very short period of time. Temperature control we have seen. Now the last thing which is left in this chapter is osmoregulation, kidney, the function of kidney. So since we have time, let's see the structure of kidney today. Okay. Just give me 1 minute. Let me open the slides. Yes. Okay. So again, the same thing you can see over here. The definition of homeostasis is here. Negative feedback is here. Now, kidneys. The kidneys are playing a great role in controlling the, how much water you have to keep in your body. So we have got at the back side, on either side of your backbone, you have got 2 kidneys, bean shape, reddish brown in color. All right. So these are the 2 kidneys. With the 2 kidneys, there are 2 tube-like structures running down. So what are these 2 tube-like structures called? Ureters. So they are ureters. The ureter will open in a bag-like structure which is called urethra. Urethra is the bag-like structure which will store the urine, urinary bladder. Sorry, urethra, urinary bladder. This is urinary bladder. This is urinary bladder. Let me draw it here. This is urinary bladder. And the urinary bladder will open in a tube-like structure. And this tube-like structure is called urethra. So this is the urethra. In the urethra, there are 2 rings of muscles. There are 2 rings of muscles which are called sphincter muscles. So these are actually the 2 locks which will always remain locked. So that constantly, continuously, the urine is collected over here. Always there will be urine more or less. So that unnecessarily the urine may not trickle down. There are 2 locks Allah has given us. So these are the sphincter muscles. Now you can see the blood vessels which are directly coming from the heart. This red color blood vessel is coming one of the branches of aorta. It is taking the good blood, oxygenated blood to the kidneys. So that is called renal artery, R-E-N-E-L, renal artery. So this is the renal artery. Renal artery is bringing with it oxygenated blood to the kidneys, and renal vein is taking away the deoxygenated blood from the kidneys back to the heart. So renal artery is one of the branches of aorta. Renal vein is one of the branches of the vena cava. Clear, Hiba, this idea?
Yes.
Sure. So this is all about the things I have explained. Now this is the internal structure of kidney. How the internal of structure of kidney look like. So if we cut the kidney of a cow right from the middle, what we are going to see? What we are going to see. So you can see the outermost darker portion of the kidney. Wait a minute, my writing device is not working. So the outer darker portion of the kidney is called cortex. So this one is cortex. So this darker portion outside is cortex. And the inner lighter region is called medulla. Cortex and medulla. This base of the kidney is called pelvis. So the base of the kidney is called pelvis. And the pelvis will open in the tube-like structure which is called ureter. And the ureter is going to the urinary bladder. Now, what we have got inside our kidney? Inside our kidney, we have got tiny units of filtration. What are those tiny units of filtration called? The tiny units of filtration are called nephrons. Okay, Nephrons. They are the tiny units of filtration. Tiny units of filtration. They filter the blood and throw the wastewater and the urea and the salts out of our body. So where they are located actually, where they are located, let me show it to you how first of all they look like. The nephrons are something like this. There are millions of them inside our kidney, millions of them inside our kidney. And they are acting like small filters. The way we filter the water in our home, in our kitchens with the tap, we have got a filter. So in our kidney also we have millions of tiny filters which are going to filter the blood automatically. You don't have to tell them to filter the blood. So what each tiny nephron is consisting of? Each tiny nephron is consisting of a cup-like structure. You can see I'm drawing here, which is called Bowman's capsule. So this is the Bowman's capsule. Bowman's capsule will open in a zigzag tube-like structure. That is called proximal convoluted tubule. So these are some difficult terms. Proximal convoluted tubule will then open in a long U-shaped tube. Will open in a long U-shaped tube. So this long U-shaped tube is called loop of Henle. Loop of Henle, huh? Loop of Henle. The loop of Henle will open again in a zigzag tube-like structure. And this zigzag tube-like structure is called distal convoluted tubule. Distal convoluted tubule will open in a tube called collecting duct. So this is the collecting duct. Once again. Nephron is consisting of a cup-like structure called Bowman's capsule. Bowman's capsule opens in a zigzag tube called proximal convoluted tubule. Proximal convoluted tubule opens in a U-shaped long tube with a large surface area, loop of Henle. Loop of Henle open in another zigzag tube which is called distal convoluted tubule. Distal convoluted tubule again opens in a tube which is called collector. So that's why in short, kidney nephrons can also be called as kidney tubules. kidney tubules. Now, what are these red color things you can see here? We have got 3 minutes left. So in 3 minutes, let's see how much we can finish. So, this red color blood vessels, which you can see over here. What are these red color blood vessels? Actually, the blood vessel, this red color big blood vessel, which you can see, it is actually one of the fine branches of aorta, renal artery. Aorta is coming to the kidney, becoming renal artery. Renal artery is entering the kidney and divide into fine branches. So this is one of the fine branch. So it is called afferent arteriole and it is quite wider. It will get inside this cup-like structure and become twisted, coiled, and then it comes out. So when it is coming out, you are calling it efferent arteriole. When it is taking the blood in, you are calling it afferent artery. So afferent arteriole is much more wider than the efferent arteriole. This afferent arteriole is wider than the efferent arteriole. And then it is going to surround the entire nephron. Now, how the filtration of the blood will takes place, I will not do it right now because so many things if I will today teach you, you will jumble up everything. So today I have taught you skin and temperature control, glucose control, structure of kidney, structure of nephron. Function of nephron we will do in the next class and the topic will be finished. The chapter will be finished. Done, Hiba?
Yes.
Got it?
Yeah.
So 1 minute is left. We have almost finished the chapter. I will give you the class recording and this slides, all the slides. I have showed
All
you
right.
3 slides, all the 3 slides. So today you sit and prepare everything, read everything.
Inshallah.
Okay. Allah Hafiz. See you in
Allah
the next class.
Hafiz.